there has already been big movement regarding this 2023 NFL draft as the Chicago Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. In exchange, the Bears will receive the first and second round picks of the Panthers this year, which is number 9 and 61 overall. They will get a first round pick in the 2024 draft. They will get a second rounder in the 2025 draft. And also the Bears received wide receiver DJ Moore. Now, there could potentially be more movement as far as a team going to get a quarterback for their future in this draft. And that team is the Tennessee Titans, who sit at the number 11 overall pick. And there has been rumors that they could potentially move up to the 3rd overall selection in a trade with the Arizona Cardinals. And the quarterback that could be possibly had at that pick is Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Now, there's going to be different moving parts, of course, in this trade. This is going to mean something for both teams involved and as well as Anthony Richardson's future. Now, we're going to take a look at this possible trade from the perspective of the Arizona Cardinals. They sit at the number 3 overall selection right now, and we all know that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be the first 2 quarterbacks off of the board. Now, we all know we're sitting here as the Arizona Cardinals. They already have the quarterback of their future in Kyler Murray, and they've already extended him to a contract extension, so they have no need to draft a quarterback. Now, the Arizona Cardinals could possibly stay at this pick and pick Will Anderson Jr. as the departures of J.J. Watt and the departures of Chandler Jones over the last 2 off seasons could affect their pass rush. Then, of course, you're looking at an Arizona Cardinals team that they could possibly be in a rebuild, even though I don't think they will be, because they already have their quarterback of their future and the quarterback of their now locked up in Kyler Murray. So I think this is more of a roster that could be not necessarily in transition, but in the need of a retool, and they could possibly trade off DeAndre Hopkins as well. So we're looking at the Arizona Cardinals as a roster now. They could possibly trade that pick and gain more assets as far as their future goes. I think they're a team that could be possibly looking to win now and still stay in that window, especially when you have a guy like Kyler Murray set at the quarterback position. And they could potentially stay at 3 because they can look to build things around Kyler Murray. Now, the offense of the Arizona Cardinals is going to be drastically different with the firing of Cliff Kingsbury and the hiring of head coach Johnathan Gannon, who is a defensive coach, and they have a new offensive coordinator in Drew Petzing. Now, of course, this Arizona Cardinals team is looking to trade DeAndre Hopkins, which can bring back more assets. And of course, they can look to trade this pick to bring back more assets to help this team build in the future. Because I believe that this Arizona Cardinals team, as it stands right now, are not a roster that is ready to win now. They need to reload and retool some of their pieces so they can be better prepared to when they finally get themselves back into that contending window. And trading this number 3 overall pick to get more assets can possibly do that. Now, I do see a scenario where they can stay there and probably draft Will Anderson Jr., but both scenarios will work out for the Arizona Cardinals, in my opinion. Now, looking at the potential deal from the Titans' perspective, this Titans team is a roster that has seen a lot of changes over the course of this past year. Now, they're going into this season as Ryan Tannehill and Malik Willis that they drafted in last year's drafts as their quarterback. Now, there's been potential trades regarding Derrick Henry, who has been a bell cow for them at the running back position over the course of his career. And this Tennessee Titans roster, as it makes up now, they don't have a lot at the wide receiver position. The offensive line has been so-so. And this is a roster that needs to be rebuilt. Now, of course, you still have Ryan Tannehill, who has been the quarterback for this team ever since he traded in 2019. He is a quarterback that he is stable, but I don't think he's going to be the quarterback of this team's future and is going to get them over the top and get them back into that Super Bowl contending window. Now, there's a couple of things that they can do with Tannehill, which is they could cut him after June 1, which means they would have $9.6 million in dead money, but they also saved themselves $27 million against the cap for this season. And they will also be $4.6 million in dead money next year and in 2025. The Titans could also possibly trade Tannehill after June 1st, and they could possibly have Ryan Tannehill play in 2023, my options for them, I think they would possibly have Ryan Tannehill play if they still move up and get to that number 3 overall selection, because we all know they're going to move up and take a quarterback. Ryan Tannehill can kind of serve as this placeholder because he is a free agent in 2024. So whatever quarterback they could possibly take at this number 3 overall selection could possibly have the chance to sit behind a guy like Tannehill. Now, potential trade packages is that the Arizona Cardinals could trade the number 3 overall selection to the Titans for number 11, number 41, number 72, a second-round pick next year, and a 4th-round pick in next year's draft. And who could the Titans possibly move up to select? Florida's quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Now, Anthony Richardson is a guy who is very athletic. He is one of the guys who has a very strong arm, and he can make all of the throws. Even though he only had 13 starts at the University of Florida, he is a guy that I think could come into this Tennessee Titans system. I think he's possibly going to be a guy that could possibly sit. I'm not going to say the entire year, because we've seen a lot of these situations where the team has a quarterback, they still draft one, and then at some point during their rookie year, they come in and replace the guy that they have. We've seen that with Justin Fields and Andy Dalton in Chicago Bears in 2021. We've seen that with the San Francisco 49ers handling of the entire Trey Lance situation, even though he was hurt. So we've seen teams draft that guy high, but still relegate them to the bench for some point, and then at some point they eventually take over. I think this is probably going to be the best case scenario for a guy like Anthony Richardson, because he doesn't have a lot of playing experience. Even though the athleticism is there, even though the arm is there, I still think that this Tennessee Titans team, not just now, but their future, can benefit from a guy like Anthony Richardson sitting for a little while and getting himself accustomed to the NFL and get himself accustomed to the NFL life. And Ryan Tannehill could be a placeholder, even though he is going to be a guy that is still going to be a somewhat productive quarterback. We've seen him get benched last year, and it's a possibility that that could happen this year. So I think for both sides, I think a trade will work out. It can get Arizona Cardinals more pieces to help with them now and their future. It gives the Titans the quarterback of their future that they can develop, because Malik Willis has not shown much in his rookie year that he could be the guy. And it benefits Anthony Richardson because he doesn't have that pressure to really stand out and play right away. So I think if this trade was to potentially happen, I think all parties involved will be winners, and I think the Titans will be a team that will move up to select Anthony Richardson. But those are my thoughts on a potential trade with the Cardinals and the Titans moving up to number 3. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow. And as always, click the subscribe button and notification bell if you're not subscribed, and you won't miss any of the content. But I'm APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.